Hi there, everyone. Dr. Beth Westy here, and I want to chat about why it can take so long to see some results. If you've been working out, if you've been trying to change your diet, your nutrition, and you're like, what's happening? Seriously, what's the deal that this is ridiculous? I used to be able to do these things before, and then I would see these results fairly quickly. I could lose 5 pounds in a couple of weeks. And now it's just taken me forever. This is ridiculous. What am I doing wrong? Or what's happening that this isn't normal for me? Well, a few things to note is that if you've had some changes in your health history, changes in, let's say, life events, you've had kids, you are under stress, you have moved, you have experience different injuries, different illnesses, different traumas, right? There's a lot of things that can happen in your lifetime that will affect just how fast you're going to respond to changing your nutrition and adding in a different fitness program. A lot of times people will expect, oh, this is just going to happen right away for me. Oh my gosh, I know as soon as I start this, woo, you're like, okay, I've been on this diet for like 2 days now. Hello, abs, where are you? Not necessarily how the body works. Plus, when you're going to be doing something that actually gets you a lasting results, you want to make sure that that's a result that's going to really stick with you long term. So not something that's going to give you that short term, oh, I can lose 5 pounds in 5 days type of result. That's one, not healthy for the body typically, and two, it's not sustainable. So when you see these things, because I see this all the time on Facebook, people post, oh, I lost 30 pounds in 30 days, or whatever it is, right? And I'm like, oh no. Okay, one, that can be really unhealthy for people. And two, well, what's their total weight loss goal? Because maybe it's just a small percentage of what they're really looking for. So there can be some really unrealistic expectations that are put out there. That's another big thing behind that is, people compare themselves then to that extreme result where that may not be realistic for you. I have had conversations with women in the past week where I can't even tell you, these are young, healthy, vibrant women that have gone through some extreme trauma in their life. This is trauma like dealing with cancer, not once, but twice. Yes, women under the age of 30. No joke. And they're like, I don't understand why my body's so, unresponsive to these changes. And I'm like, well, it's very traumatic and it's a lot to deal with in a short amount of time. Having children, having miscarriages, all these really tough things, and then having other hormonal issues on top of it. I have endometriosis or I have PCOS and it's just not coming around for me. And to be totally honest, your body should not respond like everybody else is. Because it's a completely different system. You have completely different things going on. So really be conscious of the changes that you're making and that the changes are going to be overall healthy for you. They're building a stronger base and foundation for your health, a stronger body, more muscle tissue, everything else that's going to carry you and benefit you down the road. So when we talk about a change and what to expect and how long this should really take, really, I like to think about things in about 3-month chunks of time because that's how long it takes for hormones to really shift and change in the body. So 3 months for something to change. So if you're getting advice for something, oh, just try this thing, or oh, just, do this, blah, 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 whatever, and you're really not allowing it to imprint on your body for 3 months, right? It's not going to give you a lasting result, especially for someone who has a sensitive metabolism or your hormones have been through the ringer. So it's just going to take that much longer. And that's okay, right? That's okay. It's just the way your body functions. So you just have to approach it differently. It's a really easy thing to work around and then have a different expectation of yourself. So not expecting something to happen in 2 weeks when really you should be giving yourself 2 months. So that's another thing to kind of think about in terms of what you're trying, what your goal is, and really giving your body and your health the patience that it deserves. So when I talk about 3 months for hormones, my book, The Female Fat Solution, that's on Amazon, really goes through a ton of information on the body and the female body and hormones, and why it's important for women to really pay attention to their hormones and allow these changes to happen. So it just takes 3 months for hormones to shift and change in the body. So this is, these are female hormones, thyroid hormones, right? Like, this isn't something that I'm just, making up here. This is how long the body takes to respond. Physiology, that's how long the system lasts. So that's where I recommend, if you're starting a new workout routine, give yourself 3 months with it to really see the full effect on your body. If you're starting a new nutrition plan, I want to increase my protein. Awesome. You may see some changes, within the first week or two, but to really see the full effect on your body, give it 3 months, because then it's going to have a full hormonal impact. So that's kind of exciting. The next thing to really kind of focus on and pay attention to is that you're going to build muscle first before you lose weight. I just saw a picture of it. It was an analogy. It was really good. It showed a picture of like 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle, right? You've all seen these pictures, but they did it with fruit. So it was like 5 pounds of fat was like 3 grapefruits, and then 5 pounds of muscle was like 3, oh, that's not realistic. 5 pounds of fat was like 3 clementines. So it was grapefruits and clementines versus both 5 pounds, but the clementines are much smaller, and they're muscle taking up space. So again, signifying that, yes, you will shrink in inches first. Shrink in inches when you're losing fat, but the weight's going to be the same. Which is, again, that one thing that people are oftentimes just thinking of. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. So you keep stepping on the scales, and going off of that number. So building muscle first is essential. And I can't tell you, like, literally just about every single woman that I chat with, when we talk about, why they're struggling and what they're frustrated with, I go, okay, what are things that you've done in the past? Well, I did this, and this. Like, multiple things that were all quick weight loss tactics that actually long-term slow your metabolism down. Cutting your calories to 1,200 calories a day, for a short period of time, maybe, but if that's a tactic you're using, plus going to the gym and working out crazy hours, yikes, the long-term implication of that is really tough on your body, especially if you're trying to heal from going through some traumatic experiences. Yes, very, very different tactic. So it takes longer, that you lose muscle mass by going through things like that. You lose your muscle. So you need to build your muscle first, focus on getting that muscle base, and this is an example. This is just an example of a timeline of this. You may need to gain 20 pounds of lean muscle to really turn on your metabolism. That may be the case for you. For some people, they really need to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle before they're really going to kick into some fat burning zones. So this is just an average. If you are focused on high protein and really doing some great things with your nutrition, I always talk about branched chain amino acids because women build muscle differently than men do. Stress makes it tougher to build muscle. So adding those things in, doing that every day for 3 to 4 weeks, you could gain 2 to 3 pounds of muscle. Now that maybe you're only gaining 1 to 2 pounds of muscle, but 2 to 3 pounds of muscle, this can be average. Maybe you gain 4 pounds of muscle. That's great, right? But this is, again, something that I've worked with women on, and this can be an average. So you may need to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle before you start really seeing that scale change. So if you do some of the math here, right? That's that 3 month mark. Yay. Sometimes when I talk about this, women are like, well, that makes sense, but that's not really what I wanted to hear. What I wanted to hear was, do this thing, and then next week I'll drop those 10 pounds. I'm like, no, that's not really how your body works. Or you could do these things, but long term, that's not going to be the healthiest thing for you. My goal is to educate women and really let them know how their body works and how to use their everyday nutrition to get the most out of their bodies and just be their healthiest selves. Women are so misled with information out there. Again, the first chapter of my book, I just go on and on about how nutrition is set up for men and women are left out of the conversation. So this is one of those things I feel like women are not informed on enough to really get a realistic expectation of how your body works and functions for the results that you want to have. So giving yourself 3 to 4 weeks to gain at least 2 to 3 pounds of lean muscle, very realistic and very, you know, this is where, okay, give yourself this time. Okay, if you're going to gain, say, 3 pounds of lean muscle a month, and you do that for 3 months, then you're, you know, almost at that 10-pound mark at the end of 3 months, where you've gained 10 pounds of lean muscle and then perhaps lost 10 pounds of fat tissue. Overall, size-wise, you're going to be very different. Is the scale going to change? No. But that's actually a really good thing. That's a really, really good thing, because that lean muscle is doing so much for you in strength and endurance and energy and everything. And then you get to a point where it's easier to really take off the remaining fat tissue that you want to, because you're having the right amount of lean muscle tissue. So this is something, though, that, again, women don't get informed on, and something to be realistic on, but it's every day getting that protein, every day being consistent with it, every day fueling your body, getting enough food in so your metabolism is working properly and not getting shut down. Things that shut down your metabolism: not eating enough, stress, lack of sleep, hormonal issues, right? Not eating the right kinds of foods, meaning you're not eating nutritionally dense foods, you're eating like empty calories, stuff like that. Not having your digestive system work properly, having your immune system not function as well as it does. These are all things that kind of decrease your metabolism. So I can go through some more of those in a different video and really target that metabolism. But really, if you're frustrated with how long things are taking, which I totally get, because it is frustrating when you're like, oh, I'm busting my butt. Why am I not a beefcake right now? Totally get it. But give yourself the right amount of time and you'll be really pleased with how things change. So that's the information I got for you guys tonight. If you have questions, don't hesitate. You can always feel free to message me, email me, check out my website. There's a link there where there's a free meal plan guide that will take you through protein pacing that will get you that lean muscle. But if you have any more questions or thinking, you know, this is me, I'd be more than happy to chat with you about any other tactics that could really benefit you and what you've been going through. All right, I'll see you guys later.